Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Megan and Dave Untitled podcast. I am your host, Megan, and that's Dave over there.
I
Yeah, I said that so gleefully.
yeah yeah. It's as if I'm dragging you down or something.
No, 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 no. After everything I've been working with the two doubles, I was like, I just sound gleefully.
So happy.
So happy to do this show.
Just watch this show be a train wreck, or it's just you.
Oh, God. That would be crazy. I'll be above the rim mess and everything about it.
Tell me about it.
Alright, so before we get started, and I failed to let Dave know about this, we here at the MD Untitled podcast, we do not bring up personal situations that happen. I know Saturday night was a little bit messy. Uh, as Dave is well aware, and if you are a long-time listener of the Wild Kingdom Business podcast, a couple years ago, I won a semi-tirade regarding Seth Rollins and the whole cheating scandal. It appeared that I'm just going to go into briefly that Cody, what's his name?
Huh?
What's his name? Corey?
What, Graves?
Yeah.
Like Corey Graves, yeah.
Okay. Supposedly, it came out that Corey Graves was quote unquote cheating on his wife with Carmella. It turned into a messy situation, and then eventually it turned out that he did not cheat it. They were meant to divorce. So obviously this caused a lot of confusion, caused a lot of anger with people. But we here at the podcast, we're not going to bring that up. We're not going to bring that to the topic. But I'm just going to say this: watch out what is normally said, because obviously divorce versus cheating is two things. If you were in the midst of divorce and you were separated, and you can date other people. But if it was a whole different situation, I would have been ramming the both of them. So as of right now, we're not going to bring that up. So I just want to put that out there. Anything you want to add?
The only thing I can really say is don't jump to conclusions right away. Wait until the whole story comes out and then judge. Problem is with the internet is people are guilty until proven innocent. But you gotta, see all the angles first before you react. Okay, luckily, fair though. You can react, but look at all the angles before you make proper judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to say. Don't be afraid to admit you're wrong. If if you get proven wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Obviously, relationships do fall out, but obviously, as I say, you don't. You don't put out the dirty laundry out there despite being messy, because we've seen people going for all many cases and everything like that. It's just crazy. And we've seen the mess in the past when children are involved and everything like that too. As I said, if this was a whole different situation, if Corey actually did do that with Carmella, I would have been ramming them both. But in this case, as I said, it felt like people were jumping down the throat until the actual story came out. So it was just a firestorm, and I didn't even know what to say. I at first I felt disappointment, but when Satin said that it was a separation, then that kind of settled the dust. But it also didn't settle the dust at Houston, which we will talk about right now. Elimination Chamber.
That was because the most of the quote unquote facts weren't out yet.
Mhm.
People too quick to judge.
And then it was kind of crazy with Seth's ex-girlfriend. She said, "Oh, me and him broke up and everything like that." I didn't care for that. No disrespect, but I don't know what I don't. To be honest, I'm just 100% glad that I'm not married to a famous person. So even though I do want to be married to a famous person to get that money, like no, I get my own money. But yeah, let's go on topic here. Elimination Chamber.
Where we proved once again that we suck at predictions.
Well,
Oh
not
yeah,
quite.
and also we are equally bad. Because I believe that is now 3 shows in a row that we've tied. I believe it
Three
was
shows.
3 shows.
Mhm.
No,
Yep, three.
Black.
UK,
No, yeah,
UK Blackpool.
Blackpool Rumble. No, that would be 3 out of 4 then, because Takeover Phoenix.
So we're not 100%. We're 75%.
3 out of 4 ties. I still haven't won.
Jeez. Someone has to dethrone us. That has to put a madness to this.
Eventually, we'll actually do predictions where we actually disagree on everything, and not just 2.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you kind of took one gamble, I took another gamble, but we'll talk about that as soon as we get to that. But first, here we are.
I'll just do a quick run through of the cards. The kickoff show, also known as the cruiserweight, the cruiserweights spot. Please put him on the main card of WrestleMania. Murphy retains over Tozawa. And from what I see, I haven't actually seen the pre-show, but they sound like they tore the house down.
They did.
As they actually should be. It's as if they're trying to prove to people, hey, we're better than the pre-show.
Honestly, they need to be on the main card.
Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't see what the problem was, but main card is where they should be, not this shit.
Yep. So Sasha and Bayley won the became the first ever, although really not first ever, women's tag team titles. What was it? It was in order elimination, Carmella and Naomi went out first. Then the Iconics, they learned out by the Iconics. The Iconics themselves got eliminated by Nia Jax and Tamina. Riot Squad got pinned by Tamina. Then Tamina herself got pinned after Nia Jax took herself out. And everybody piled on Tamina. And then Sonya tapped out to a modified bank statement and you gems.
Here's the thing.
Oh, by the way, actually, I think it was to make the predictions that exciting. Our 2 picks actually were the final 2. The first 2 and the final 2.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this for all of them. All of those girls busted their asses at match. The Riot Squad were impressive jumping off that pod. Nia Jax was also impressive with her going through that thing. She sold that shit like a champ. Mandy Rose and Sonya, they were the surprise here. To be fair, they surprised the hell out of me.
But actually, I know I'm jumping ahead a bit, but I think I actually remember what Mandy did a tweet after SmackDown. I think she said something like, "I dare you to call me more, not no more than a pretty face." I never said. I can't say I ever said that, but
no, none of us said that. Mandy Rose. I don't get why people say that it's because of the whole blonde hair, blue eyes things, which we'll get in a minute when we get to a draw. I'm sorry. Actually, this show started. Matter of fact, I don't get where Mandy Rose gets a lot of hate. It's the same thing with Alexa Bliss too. The whole hot chick thing. Mandy Rose, she's improved over the last couple years. She's definitely improved from the last time I saw her, which was the house show back 2 years ago against her tag team partner Sonya. But I was surprised with them. The Iconics, I was surprised with them. I was kind of a little bit disappointed with Naomi and Carmella, but Carmella, despite everything that happened this past weekend, it was a crazy weekend for them. a week leading up to this, and obviously they did the best they can. But obviously, I wish more could have happened. But
Try to make the best of a bad decision, I guess.
yeah, but I said to you, I will not be surprised if Carmella and Naomi are eliminated first, and look what happened.
Look what happened. They're out first.
Yep. So that was not a surprise there. No disrespect.
No, like I said,
But,
that the situation they were put in. That's about it. Though my kind of question now is that now that I guess the dust has settled and everything has happened, are we gonna see them anytime soon? Like we didn't see them on SmackDown, I don't believe. So
no, I think it's ironically enough that this is happening, but and it's sad at the same time. I don't think anyone should be punished for this because technically it's not really anyone's fault here.
I think at the very least, no Corey Graves didn't get punished for it because he was on everywhere.
Yeah, and what's her name? Carmella didn't get punished, and they basically what I read was there was no heat on both of them. But yeah, but to be fair, I don't know what's gonna happen. WrestleMania is coming up, and something tells me it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. Okay. After that, the first, I guess you say first surprise of the night. Actually going from the crazy stuff that happened over the week that we thought, we're going from one thing we thought would happen because of the events of the weekend to the exact opposite. The Usos winning the tag titles.
Okay, yeah, that was a head scratcher.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if someone gets arrested, that means someone got buried. Is getting buried. But this was a definite head scratcher one. I that's why I picked Miz and Shane to retain because I didn't think.
Well, this was before the events happened.
So keep in mind, they said this was before, but obviously, if something happens beforehand, this leads to the point where someone's going to get in trouble or someone's going to be thrown dust. In this situation, this was a head scratcher.
Definitely.
Do I agree with the decision? No. I obviously this title change I do not agree on.
It's a head. I would have thought that if they were going to take the titles off, I didn't expect the title reign to last because I thought like they would probably use it as a vehicle to set up Miz and Shane at WrestleMania. But I would have thought that if they were going to when they were going to take the titles off them, it would have been they would have incorporated someone turning on the other at the same time, but they didn't do that. Which makes it even more confusing. Like if the turn happened as well, then I'd be like, oh okay, that's fine, yeah. But it didn't happen.
But we'll get into because Fastlane's gonna be definitely a weird one.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's gonna be pretty weird.
I think I actually did. I did remember actually someone tweeting out before. I forget who said it, but it was like, it's weird. It's weird to say that we're like. 40 days away from WrestleMania, and we still have a pay-per-view in the middle.
Yeah. But this is gonna be a weird one.
Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, your favorite part of the night.
Probably the best part of the year. we're only
my gamble didn't pay off.
The mine did.
For once, you try to pay attention to your heart and actually pay it off.
Yeah.
Do it 12 times and you eventually get one right.
What?
I was like every time you go for a Vin because he's like, oh, I'm going for my heart instead of my head, you keep losing.
Yeah, and this time.
This time you didn't.
Mhm.
You new IC champ as well.
To be fair, everyone popped when he won the title.
Oh yeah, no surprise.
That was a pop. And thank God the frustration is over. Was it 2 years we were frustrated? A year and a half?
I think 2.5.
2.5 years we were all frustrated. And
I actually I need to check that. Well, the SummerSlam 2016 or 2017?
16.
2.5 then.
We've waited 2.5. The Finn fans, the dire fans like myself, we've waited and waited and waited, and I almost gave up. Remember,
Yep.
I was so close giving up, and I'm choking up because of this, and you know I I did cry because, and I'm crying. I'm choking up right now. I said on the show a couple weeks ago, if Finn wins the title, the tears are going to come out because we've waited, we've been aggravated, and it's finally paid off. You said it was going to pay off at WrestleMania.
I thought I thought the opportune time would be Mania. I just didn't think they would do it. I just thought that they would have Finn and Lashley for the IC title happen at Mania. They just happened to do it at Chamber.
With a demon situation.
Yeah, maybe. But I just thought that like I was under the impression, and actually I think there was a report that had the same impression, that if they were going to put the titles on the road to WrestleMania, there weren't going to be any changes, because it's like it goes, you gotta what's it, it's it's the chase, the building the chase to Mania. So I think if you're gonna have the big babyface win, it's gotta be a WrestleMania. So that's why I thought, and that's why I took the gamble. I was thinking, even with the handicap stipulation, I was thinking they're gonna find a way to get Lashley to retain the title in some way. Like, it's gonna, like, some kind of, mischievous thing or whatever like that. I'm hearing some noise, by the way.
Sorry.
There's gonna some chicanery to keep it, to keep the title, to prevent the change.
Mm-hmm.
It backfired on me because now they did the title change. Now the kind of worry is, are they gonna, and especially what happened on Raw, this could still be a chase to Mania. And we've got the roadblock, we don't have roadblock, but we have the roadblock known as Fastlane showing up.
I mean, if Finn loses the title at Fastlane, I would be a little bit upset. However, if this leads to a demon situation, I'll be fine. For WrestleMania, that's just my opinion. However, if he's gonna go into Fastlane and retain the title, and he goes to WrestleMania and retains the title, takes the title over to SmackDown, and drops it there, then he can be. Because someone said on Twitter or YouTube, one of the channels, that I know I hate bringing his name up here, that when Seth Rollins won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania back last year, this ultimately set Seth Rollins up for a push. And as we're seeing it right now. Now, I don't want to jump the gun here, but I also seen a little thing too, since we were talking about Finn, that this is a situation where AEW is here and it's hot, and there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, hey, this person is going to go to this place because they're being treated like shit." Thankfully, the AEW comments did not come up. That's saying if someone loses, they're going to AEW immediately, because that's the thing. Thank God this did not happen. But here's the thing: do you find it weird that that Finn, the Usos, Sasha Bailey, and the Revival are champions this year, a month after AEW was announced.
Someone did bring that up, and I think it's I'm in an odd way. I'm kind of torn between thinking, oh, it's pretty easy to jump the gun and think of that's happening, but it's also part of me thinking, are WWE really that desperate, considering all the other bit of news that have been going around lately with, people not being happy and people throwing in their, asking for their releases and all that. It's like, a WWE now like Panic Station thinking, we gotta keep these guys happy and we gotta make sure to keep them. I don't know. I actually don't know I don't know what to believe, honestly. I don't know which one to believe, but it kind of puts me back into the thought of, whether you like to hear about the news or not, or you like to hear about the hype or not about AEW and all that, I'm sure like you're a bit pissed off. It's like you're hearing about all the time. But AEW being a thing could be a good thing in the long run, because it's now WWE. Now WWE can't be so relaxed about what they're doing, because now they're no longer the only big game in town. Even I'm not saying that AEW are going to be a big game, but there's a lot of attention put on them, and they got a lot of back. They've got the money backers as well, so it's like
they got the cons. The cons are a big deal.
Yeah, they're a big deal.
But here's the thing: with people asking for the releases, and now the Untitled changes, I think in the span of this year, who won the title on the main roster so far? Lashley was first, right?
This year?
Yes.
Lashley won the IC title.
Okay.
Revival won the tag title. I'm not doing this in order. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Lashley won the IC title. Revival won the tag titles.
Sasha and Bailey. And that's it. So
you had to switch around. You had to switch between Rusev, Nakamura, and R-Truth.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's
which is still weird.
Miz and Shane.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can count that. Yeah, well, it's the AEW title. Yeah, he had Miz and Shane. You also had Usos. So, and Daniel Bryan, if you want to count him.
Daniel Bryan was champion going into the year.
Well, he was having going into the year, but you could throw him into the the theory of who he may have left.
No, he's still there.
Yeah, I know, but the whole talk about him before he got cleared last year.
Okay. But yeah. Okay. As a Finn fan, I'm happy. I'm finally relieved. And as I said, if he listens about Lashley again, this opens up the thing that he can be back to Mania. Something tells me he's going to be in for a long run. I think the last time the title was retained at WrestleMania was 33 with Ambrose and Corbin. Am I correct?
I will check that. I'll check that for you there. WrestleMania 33. What was 34?
Triple threat.
The triple threat. Oh yeah, 33. Yeah, it's thinking off the top of my head. I can't think of it. 33. Why do you make these pages so long? IC title. Yes. Yeah. Well, that was yeah. If you wanna count pre-shows as well, yeah.
Okay, so basically 33. So here's the thing. I think WWE. Okay, Finn's 2 days in as champion. It's not going to be 22 hours and everything like that. If he loses immediately, everyone's going to be upset, and those AEW comments are going to be brought up. I have a feeling he's going to be going into WrestleMania and walking out of WrestleMania only to take the title to SmackDown and dropping it there, so he can feud with a maybe a heel Kevin Owens, maybe a heel Daniel Bryan.
I'm gonna throw this out here then, because because this always happens when you have a title jump ship. If you have Finn bring the IC title over to SmackDown, who brings the US title to Raw?
If he is still champion by then, Drew.
R-Truth.
His name? R-Truth. Where did I get Drew from?
Drew and Truth. Similar sounding, I guess.
Okay.
So you have R-Truth going back to Raw.
Yeah.
Does Carmella jump too? Because they're kind of a team.
She could, yes. I think she's done with SmackDown. I think it's time to explore the Raw brand a little bit.
All right.
But because obviously, wait, I don't know. It's gonna be confusing. This whole thing is gonna be. I mean, who knows? Finn could be champion and still go to be on Raw. But if he okay, I know I'm jumping to the conclusion, but the only way I can see him win it, he can probably drop the title to someone, maybe McIntyre, a little way after WrestleMania. Then he feels with Seth Rollins and turns heel. And gets back the title he needs. But to be fair, I think Seth works better as heel. But
actually, that is the thing. It's like Sega work as a heel better, but it's like but it's in a situation of can they afford to turn him heel because, like, like it or not, he's one of the most over people right now. So if they turn him heel, who takes his place?
Finn.
If he's on SmackDown.
Who?
If Finn's on SmackDown, then who?
AJ if he resigns.
So AJ resigns and he goes to Raw.
Technically, yeah, that could happen.
Alright, okay. Well, yeah, it's a whole shake-up. Hell, like I said, you have tons of people switch over. I don't know. You have the two rosters switch places, you know?
I mean, anything can happen from now up until Mania. Nobody's screaming.
Oop, you got a bit of a sidetrack thing going on there.
Anything can happen till now until Mania.
Yep.
So, maybe my storyline will be correct. Who knows? But, yeah. But I'm happy he's champion. And 3 happy sniffs. Next part.
Okay. Rousey beat Riot in 100 seconds. It was a case, 100 seconds, minute 40. It was a case of we knew Ruby wasn't going to win, but could they have given them more than this?
Yes.
I think it was just this match this whole match thing. I think it was more they were focused more on the story from Mania rather than the match at the Chamber. And looking at this, it showed. Like, for one thing, and Ruby herself mentioned this match got announced on Twitter. You know, Ruby didn't even win a match for the match. It was just a case of Ronda beat her 2 cronies, so because of that, she gets the match. And then, basically, nothing happened except to try to make Ruby a credible threat. They have her squash Nikki Cross. Well, not squash, but beat. So, throwing her aside. And then you just have a 100-second match. Just so you could build, because the whole thing was surrounded by the WrestleMania build. The start of it was the build. The during the match was the build because Charlotte was at ringside, and then after the match.
Then why the hell did Becky wear the Road to Glory outfit?
Road to Glory?
Yeah, that trophy thing for Road to Glory, the Elimination Chamber, she wore the same outfit.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I did.
I got to actually check that then. I don't know, but yep. Okay, that was a thing.
Hmm. Next part.
1 second. Okay. Then the match that no one wanted to see ended up with a finish that nobody wanted to see. In that, Baron Corbin, with the help of Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, beat Braun Strowman in a match that a lot of people are bringing up now, brings up a lot of contradictions. The key one being the talk of they took Braun out of the match of the Royal Rumble against Brock Lesnar so that he wouldn't look weak against Brock Lesnar. Only to take him out of the match and have him get beaten by McIntyre, Corbin, and Lashley. So you take him out of a match in the fear of making him lose to put him in a match where he loses.
That is stupid.
I don't get it. But
And they do this shit later on.
also, this was a case of this match did not need to be on the pay-per-view. This is the Raw segment if we ever saw one.
Dumb shithead.
Yep. And then the main event. Poor boy. First thing I'll say about this is, poor Samoa Joe. First eliminated at Survivor Series, first eliminated at the Chamber. Okay. This if the Gauntlet match was like Kofi Kingston's like coming out party, this was the exclamation point.
It was.
And from what I could tell, like it's so actually it's so weird, and I guess it's like it I guess like a testament to how Kingston and Bryan are right now, that the two of them made this as made Kofi Kingston becoming WWE champion, but very believable, and like people were actually hoping for it, and another point, it's like it's so weird. It kind of feels like Daniel Bryan passed the Ultimate Underdog thing, or that's a Rey Mysterio thing, whatever. He passed the underdog thing to Kofi in that match, because it's like, and the thing is, if 5 years ago, if you would have said that Daniel Bryan, who was probably the most over person in the roster, like nobody would want to boo him, could then turn heel, make someone else look so believable when people wanted him to be champion so badly that there's disappointed silence when Bryan wins. So it's like if you were to show like a comparison between 2014 and 2019, you would think that, oh my god, WWE must have drove him into the ground. I must have booked him poorly for 5 years to get that kind of reaction when he wins a match. No. Not at all. It's like, everybody want to get behind Kofi. Daniel Bryan was actually like, he made him look, Kofi looked great, but I think, it wouldn't have looked as good if it wasn't that final two.
That's crazy. I was surprised Kofi was on the lights too, and obviously it's deserved. Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
It's deserved. Kofi deserved that.
Yeah, and I think it's like a lot of people were kind of once that match happened, there's like a lot of people was kind of hoping that would be the you're making the sound again, by the way. Everybody hoped that would be the WWE title WrestleMania match.
Yeah, but apparently it's not, which we will talk about.
That is, I don't think that's a balloon you're upping right now. Like we're getting that sound again, so people
That's
are probably
my
wondering.
fan.
Yeah, it's like people are probably wondering what the hell.
Mhm.
There you go again.
What?
It sounds going again.
What the hell is that noise?
I don't know. A lot of people are asking that right now.
It's my fan, probably.
Maybe. Well, that's the chamber. Overall, the show, like in my opinion, I think, good show, not great. Yeah, good moments, bad moments. Like, huh?
I was emotionally invested.
Oh yeah, but I was invested. Yeah, of course you'd be invested in that. But it's like if you look at it from top to bottom, cruiserweight match shouldn't be pre-show. The women's tag match, good, very good. Usos and Shane McMahon and Miz, surprising, but okay. Finn Balor winning title finally. Ronda and Ruby, disappointing because come on, like give us more than that. Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman did nothing for me. And then you get the main event, so it's like at a peak, it fell off a bit, picked up a bit more, crashed, and then picked up again.
Yeah. So it was not a bad of a show.
It could be worse. It could be worse, but it could have done with 2 matches less.
Yeah. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Anyway, Raw.
DII. Oops. All right. So Raw.
Well, actually, you know what? Before we get to Raw, we get to the news that was announced before Raw, and I called it. I think I said it last week. When WWE starts doing the Hall of Fame stuff, they're going to do the big media outlet announces it before we do thing. They're doing it again. Are they that desperate for media attention? That they're quote unquote, like again, for like the 5th year in a row or something like that, they're quote unquote leaking the information to ESPN and TMZ and CBS and all that.
Mhm.
I don't know. They must be paying them a lot of money for this. Anyway, it was announced that DX is going on the Hall of Fame.
DX.
Now my first thought was when you said it, because you just gave me the DX in like no context whatever. My first thought was, well, you always do that. My first thought was, because it's the most recent incarnation, is thinking, oh, it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I didn't think, and I didn't think of the past. I was thinking, okay, it's actually everybody, which is good. It kind of gives me a bit of it leaves me with a question in my mind though, and it's probably not the one you're thinking right now. But is it weird that with the position he has right now, Triple H is now going to the Hall of Fame. It's like I'm surprised no one else has come up and said, "Oh, this is like it's corruption at its highest form." Triple H is praising himself like he did in 2003, or something like that. You tell me.
Triple H is actually going into a Hall of Fame.
It is. Did anybody forget that?
Huh?
Did anybody forget that? Triple H was in DX, so he's going in.
Well, you don't know he's going to be in the Hall of Fame regardless.
I knew that, but I was kind of thinking it would probably be a bit further down the line. Like, cause he is still like he's semi-active still, but he's like it's kind of one of those things. I thought, how come they haven't put Vince in? You know.
But here's the thing, I've seen people, I think the big thing was China being into the Hall of Fame.
That's good, and the thing is, it's like there is still the question marks about that, because like people are saying, I saw people saying, China is going into the Hall of Fame because of DX, good, but there it goes again.
What?
The balloon thing again.
What balloon?
It sounds like you're just rubbing a balloon. Or maybe the fan on your mic or something.
I'm not near a balloon.
I know, but it sounds like it. Listen back to this and we find it later on.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, people are saying, like, Jenny's going to the Hall of Fame because of DX. Alright, good. But how come she's not going in on her own?
Here's the thing. I think she's going to be in on her own.
I don't think so. Because I think it's like, we've seen solo people go in and then go in as a group. Ric Flair's done it, now Shawn Michaels is doing it. But I don't see it going the other way around. Like, I don't see someone going in as a group and then going in on their own.
I think that's going to happen. Not this year, maybe. I don't know. But
maybe Triple H or Beck, I don't know. But
what?
I don't know. It's there might be like a strong exception. There might be someone that does it. It's just I don't see it.
I think all of us are. I mean, I'm glad that she's finally going into the Hall of Fame with DX. But something tells me I think she's also going to get a solo inductee. Wishful thinking that would happen. But as long as she's going and sure, people are saying it may be a small victory right now. And in a way, it is. But we've seen crazy things happen in the past.
Yeah. Maybe. Though actually, looking at the rest of the extra game, man. Shawn Michaels, don't need to say anything about that. Triple H, don't need to say anything about that. The Outlaws.
New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, I think that's the deserving one.
Yep.
But the thing is, going back to the AEW thing, someone said it's gonna be pretty awkward now because you've got an AEW producer gonna appear in the Hall of Fame.
Honestly, I think we should just screw AEW for that night.
Well, to be fair, it's like it's not the first. It's not as if like the first time they've had someone from a different promotion go into the Hall of Fame. Because when Ric Flair went in as one of the Four Horsemen, he was contracted to TNA at the time.
Yeah, and then obviously TNA, WWE asked TNA, they said yes, and I think TNA sued WWE for something.
No. I think that was that they did a trade there. I think it was like they allow if TNA allowed Ric Flair to appear at the Hall of Fame, so WWE allowed Christian to appear at Slammiversary.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes. But
While Christian was IC champion.
But didn't WWE sue? I'm sorry, did TNA sue WWE?
I don't think so. I have to look that up.
They did.
Okay, maybe. But it might not have been about that. Yeah, maybe. So Outlaws going in, deserve enough. I think it's like they didn't stick around long enough for like the big explosion of the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian in the 2000s, the TLC boom and all that. But they did pretty well for themselves in 96 or 97 to 99. They did all well for themselves.
Yeah.
And also
they kicked the.
And also like in singles as well. You got Billy Gunn's the King of the Ring. They both got singles titles to their credit. I think Raw Dog's former IC champ. So they're both former IC champs actually. So they have the credentials. And the X-Pac going in, which is like, I think it's like some people forget to realize is like how long tenured X-Pac was.
Mhm.
Because like he started 95, I think, in WWE.
Mhm.
No, earlier than that. So around that time. And like he was still in WWE for like 2002. Like with stints of WCW as well, so he had decent run, a lot of title reigns and all that. Light heavyweight and cruiserweights. Can't think if he had a tag title or not, but but it's like I think it's like someone brought it up before. It's like people. I think it's like people are late to appreciate X-Pac because of the the X-Pac heat thing.
Mhm.
So, but like, it's good to see him go in. So I for all of the X, I see no complaints. Like they all have credible reason going in. It's just a question now of, do we see anybody go in twice? Anybody new go in twice because of this?
Huh.
Yep. What? What's so funny?
Sorry if I had to randomly laugh at something. Alright, so Monday Night Raw.
Got the Raw. Yeah. From what we've seen in reports, a real close to what of a show.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. First you had Triple H show up and pretty much say that he brought up that DX going to the Hall of Fame, and then announced that Aleister Black, Ricochet, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa will all be appearing on Raw.
Wait, what?
Yeah. My first thought of this was, didn't you guys already call up like 5 or 6 NXT people like just last month?
Mhm.
Like why are you bringing up more? At this rate, NXT will just be the referees at this point because everybody else in NXT is gonna be on Raw or SmackDown.
Crazy.
Well, okay. Then the match that we didn't see at the Elimination Chamber, we're seeing again on Raw. Corbin and Strowman in a tables match.
What the hell?
I don't. Why are they? First off, why are they doing this again? And secondly, what so they had. Oh my god. So they had Corbin beat Strowman because of help from Lashley and McIntyre at Elimination Chamber. 24 hours later, no help, no backup, Strowman wins.
My head hurts with this.
Why could this have not been Elimination Chamber and just end up like what is it? It's like why have the three of them come together on Elimination Chamber and then like no show with them right after? Why is just the one of them again? Why not continue it? If you're gonna do the match again on Raw, why not do it? Continue it. Have the three of them beat them down again and put them to a table like you did last.
I don't know. Thank God I'm not a writer for WWE because I would go freaking nuts with this. This does not help.
No, it didn't.
Assholes.
I'm still okay. Then when Strowman's coming up, Heyman shows up for some reason, and then grabs a jacket, and that's it. So yeah.
What did he do?
Apparently, he grabbed him by the jacket, and that was just let him go and just walked away. So that was it. Heyman showed up. Brock Lesnar stuff doesn't really have to say anything else. Balor shows up, gets interrupted, interrupted by Rush, who gets beaten up by. Huh?
Speaking of which, we didn't see the X-rated entrance. He did his normal entrance.
For context.
What context?
Explain it.
Oh, he whips his jacket out and shows the belt. He didn't do it.
The PG show. Anyway, Leo Rush comes out, and Bobby Lashley beats up, then Ricochet shows up. And then tag team match player. First thing going in my head was Act 2 of we're completely retconning what happened in Elimination Chamber. Lashley and Rush are back together again.
And Finn's title one should have been a parade.
They're putting Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley together again.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh.
Like, ugh, jeez.
Who wrote this show?
Apparently it was completely scrambled together, like 30 minutes before and even during the show.
I'm taking over for writing. I don't care.
Don't do that. Like I said before, you'll just have it be 3 hours of Finn Balor in the ring, and that's it. Long story short, Finn Balor and Ricochet win the match. Ricochet gets the pin. The crowd didn't deserve that because they were quiet.
No, the whole Lafayette crowd was bad.
Yep. Backstage, McIntyre talking to Triple H, trying to get a shot at Seth Rollins. Ambrose slaps him in the face, and there you go, you got a match. Lucha House Party defeats Hawkins and Ryder. House Party wins, so this really don't care about that. Heavy Machinery comes up, does a promo. ACF, oh yeah, that's another thing. Elimination Chamber. Lacey Evans just come out and decided to be a catwalk model for 20 seconds.
For what?
Apparently that's a thing now, because he did it again. He did it again here.
What the hell is WWE doing here? Oh my god.
Yep. Ciampa Gargano backstage, interrupted by
DIY.
Context.
What?
Context, because I'm the only one that knows about that.
DYI. It sounded they're saying like DYI. Sorry, that stuck.
Text chat.
DYI.
Text chat when it was DIY. She kept saying DYI. That's why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody else listen to this. You're saying all this random stuff that I get, but they don't. Inside jokes. You got them all out here. They get interrupted by Rude and Gable. That sets up a match. Actually, no, it doesn't set up a match. Actually, it leads into Revival come in, and that sets up a match. Revival against the champion Gargano. So retcon number 3. The tension of will they, won't they in NXT has now turned into they will on Raw. By that I mean team up. I don't... My head hurts.
Why did they have the Revival lose?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, that's your tag champs. Just lost. Is he your tag champs?
Yep.
Yeah, they're your tag champs. Your tag champs lost to 2 singles guys, essentially, for all intents and purposes, 2 singles guys on NXT. Okay.
This is stupid.
Ricochet has a segment, and then Kevin Owens has a segment. Apparently in the exact same place he did last week, so he's living there now. Then Sasha and Bayley come out and celebrate the fact that they won the tag titles. Tamina and Jax come out and say some stuff, and I think we've got our first tag title feud now. That's
Bayley's promo, yikes.
Yikes by what?
Yikes! It was not good.
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
It was not good.
Yep. So yeah, that's your tag title feud for Fastlane. Ambrose versus McIntyre. Ambrose lost to Sirens. Notice that?
Yeah,
he lost to Sirens.
He turned face.
Yeah. Because basically, if he doesn't give a fuck anymore, why should we?
Mhm. He turned face.
Yep, and McIntyre beats him.
Mhm.
Because he gave you notice, get out. Rollins had a bit. Then Ambrose interrupts him, and retcon number 4. You remember that we were feuding for a few months about all the Shield stuff, Roman stuff, and all that. We were feuding for the last 3 months. You can forget about that now.
What's going on here?
I don't get it. Continuity, not exactly WWE's strong point. Long-term booking, not exactly the strong point either. Elias does a thing, and his gimmick is now he's being interrupted all the time. Cue interruption by Aleister Black. Yeah. They have a match, and Black wins. That's about it. Then you got your main event, which hopefully is longer than 100 seconds, and there was. Rousey versus Riot. Well, good match, but Rousey wins, so there you go. I'm not really doing that much in-depth stuff because we'd be here for 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Rousey wins that, and that's the end of the show.
That was atrocious.
I would say the show went off the rails, but I don't think it was ever on the rails.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. SmackDown. SmackDown?
Yep.
Alright, there you go. Shane McMahon comes out, says that the four NXT guys are on Raw. They're going to be on SmackDown as well. Because if we're going to call up everybody from NXT, we're going to show them everywhere. Though the talk is actually... The talk is that if they do keep the four guys on the main roster shows, that they'll actually have them be on all three. I don't know if that's going to be... it's definitely a short-term thing. We'll see. Anyway, Miz comes out. They're both upset about losing the tag titles. Miz says he's sorry and said that he was actually using Shane so that he could make his dad proud of him. Yep. They invoke their rematch clause. Usos come out. You've got your tag title rematch for Fastlane. Okay, fair enough.
I thought they got rid of the whole thing with the what the hell is it called? Rematch.
Oh yeah, there was that's why I didn't believe anything they said at the start of the year, because they were saying, oh, rematches are no longer a thing. Yeah, they are.
There goes that theory.
There goes that theory. Also the other thing of, we listen to you and we're gonna do what you want. No, not really. Okay. Anyway. Then you got Aleister Black first of the NXT to show up here against Andrade. and I'm sure there was a lot of people out there on Twitter that was probably thinking, Selena Vega's are ringside. Wonder what she's thinking right now.
Yeah, they're actually married in real life. I watched their where they what the hell is that called? What the hell video called? I watched where they oh my god. I watched their kickboxing videos.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are fun.
Yeah. That must have been kind of awkward. Anyway, decent match here. Black wins again.
Mm-hmm.
Got that one. So Black 2 for 2 on the main shows right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ciampa and Gargano get interrupted by the bar. There's another match set up. Kofi shows up, New Day show up, and they're talking to Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles, and basically say because it's New Day, they're not landing out an olive branch, they're landing out a pancake branch.
What?
New Day, everybody.
Yeah, New Day confuses the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But
I think they confuse everybody.
So as I was saying before, as what happened, they're talking about pancakes and their branches. What was I gonna say? Oh, back to DIY and I said actually right this time.
You actually said it right.
DIY and
don't correct it.
The bar. There was almost a freak accident.
Oh, explain.
Yeah. Ciampa and Sheamus had a miscommunication that almost ended badly, where Ciampa hurt his knee, but he was okay.
Good.
So, thank God, nothing bad happened.
Yeah. So that's that. And at the end of the match, Ciampa and Gargano win. So they're 2 for 2 too. 2 for 2, 2 for 2.
Next one?
Yep, we got it. In the first case of, we found them! Asuka. We found her, everybody. So she's she basically saying who's ready for Asuka again, and then Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville show up. I just like I'm looking at WrestleZone's review here. I just like it. Just says here, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville walk out on the stage. Mandy says stuff. That's it. And there you go. Asuka and Mandy Rose has a match, and Mandy Rose of Asuka gets the win.
No, good lord.
I didn't expect that. So you have Asuka completely disappear for basically a month. You're women's champion, by the way. Come back and lose. Fair enough, it was a roll-up, but you still lost.
Stupid. What the frig?
What the frig? There you go. Charlotte has backstage segment. Says that it's gonna be a singles match between her and Ronda Rousey, and it'll be the main event because she's in it. Oh yeah, then they have a Miz and Shane McMahon segment saying that the Miz's father will be in the crowd at Fastlane because it is in Cleveland. That too.
Huh? I think a heel turn gonna happen.
Well, as I said, it didn't have an Elimination Chamber. Probably happened. It would be weird to do a heel turn in your hometown. I bet Shane does a turn. We'll see.
I don't know.
Okay, Ricochet shows up again, going up against. Well, we found him. Part 2. We found him. Saturday showed up. We got him. We found him. You can stop the hashtag. We found them, but they lost again. Ricochet wins. So all four NXT guys go 2 for 2.
That's crazy.
Yep. Kingston has a backstage segment again, saying that you got the whole universe behind them, but you couldn't have done it without Big E and Xavier. So you got that.
Mhm.
Then the 6-man main event. Oh, by the way, we didn't actually mention it. Daniel Bryan's new graphics. He's really going all out with the whole eco-friendly thing. Even to a point, even to a point where they actually made a new WWE Championship graphic as well.
That's too funny.
It really would have been a waste if you made all these graphics with the WWE title on the screens and all that, only for him to lose in the chamber. Oh well. There you go. 6-man, Kofi, AJ, and Jeff against Joe, Orton, and Bryan. Good guys win. Good guys win with Kofi pinning Bryan. So setting the seeds, and then setting the seeds. It was actually announced it'd be Bryan versus Kofi for the title at Fastlane.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Mania, but it's not Mania, but hey, you've got your match.
Mhm.
Would it be really mad if they actually had Kofi Kingston win and he's going into WrestleMania as WWE champion?
That would be crazy.
That could happen, but there you go. And there's that's SmackDown.
That is SmackDown. Wow. Well, SmackDown was a better show this week. Let's be 100% honest.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Like it had more of a it made more sense, I guess you could say. But that's not really saying much because Raw's booking didn't really make sense at all.
Main roster is messy. Then Monday Night is messy. Period.
Yep.
All right, but then again, one mess leads to a little bit of news that happened right after.
Oh yeah. And then going back into the theory of what's going to happen to AEW and all that crap. Tye Dillinger made it clear that he's gone. He asked for his release and he got it.
Yeah, honestly, it's sad because we lost a lot of good people in the span of 3 weeks. Hideo.
Hideo's gone. Which is a real shame for me. I would have liked to have seen him do better.
Mhm.
Which actually go back to Hideo. I don't know if I said it before, but it's like I remember um, the Botchamania guy. He put up a video on his Twitter of a video he made 2 years ago, basically equating Hideo Itami in NXT up to a 5 that to a Simpsons segments, and it was one of those. It's so funny because it's true things.
Mhm.
It was basically it's like it was made the whole thing. I don't know if you get. I don't know if you know the Simpsons that well, but it basically equates to there's a character in the Simpsons who is basically a down on his luck guy, always had the bad stuff happen, and then he just finds his way to get through something. And Mr. Bird's watching on TV, and it's like, I want to bring him here because I want to give him a high spot. And it's like while he's getting fetched, he sees somebody else get to be impressive, and says, I want to bring him and give him the top spot. And then he brings the first guy in, and it's like, oh, completely forgot about you. He equated that to Hideo Itami is the impressive guy that he wants to fall on hard times, want to bring him in to make him NXT champion, and then while he brings him in, he sees Shinsuke Nakamura, and it's like, I want to bring him here to make me NXT champion, and it's like, here's Hideo Itami, huh? Oh yeah, put him somewhere, no way, give me Nakamura, and then Itami's on 205 Live. I'm not exactly the best storyteller, but that's how it was. It's better if you get The Simpsons and you watch it.
But let's be honest.
But that's one of those sad but true things. Like Hideo, honestly, actually, not necessarily Hideo. I'm sorry for saying this, but like if you see it in context, it's fine. It's not necessarily Hideo should have been in Nakamura's spot. Hideo should have been in Finn's spot. Because if Hideo Itami is very injury prone, and I think if he didn't get injured, and I think this was actually the plan. When Finn won the title, or the NXT title in Japan, I believe the initial plan was for Itami to win the title there, but he was injured, so they had to give it to somebody else. But then he got it. Then he was out for so long. He came back. He got injured again. And then he was on 205 Live. He got injured again. Which, real stroke of bad luck. And then, there you go. He's gone. Hopefully he goes back to Japan and does something good.
I hope so too.
But yeah, Tye Dillinger. I want to... Yeah, here we go. I want to just see... I'm trying to get the statement he put out. Oddly enough, and then he goes, oddly enough, he announced this on his birthday. Because it was his birthday yesterday. Or the day before. Whatever. And he announced this. And he goes, he was ready for this as well because his name and his tag are changed already. So I'll just read this out here, if it loads. Here we go. It says, before rumors begin to spread, let me set things straight ahead of time. This evening I requested my release from WWE. In the past 5.5 years with them, I have seen and done some wonderful things I am very proud of and will never forget. I've met and have worked with unquestionably some of the greatest talent on this earth, and the pleasure has been all mine. I feel at this time, this decision, as extremely difficult as it was, is what is best for myself and WWE. I wish to continue to grow as a performer, and offer those paying hard-earned money to watch a show I am performing on a little more of myself. To the male and female locker rooms, coaches and producers, to the production and ring crew, all the way up to the very top of WWE, and most of all the fans, I wish you all the very best, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, yep, you go on.
That's sad.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's sad for him to go. But like in all honesty, I think it's like, given the gimmick that he had, I'm kind of not surprised he didn't go any further than he did. Though actually, I kind of would have thought if he went on the main roster, he probably would have been a good comic relief person. Didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get that. Like, his only comic relief was he was 10 in the Royal Rumble twice. Even though he got beat down the second time. So that's that. So yeah, anything you want to add?
That's what I have to say.
Okay, so I think that's the show.
Alright, everyone, so that wraps up our show this week. Tune in next week where hopefully no hullabaloo is going to happen.
And hopefully more thought is put into the booking.
And hopefully we have Finn Render updated.
Don't break the site trying to find it.
I'm going to fight them.
Just be patient, will you? Anyway, night.
Alright.
Bye, everyone.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.